Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a home educating mum of 4. Today's video is going to be a kind of stationery reset with me. So I have a carry pot thing with compartments in that I got from IKEA that we use and we put in the middle of the table every day when we start school. And then we have a pot of whiteboard pens and a pot of normal pens, because we don't use biros very much. So today's video is going to be me restocking all those things. We've already started back in our homeschool. I'm just a bit late doing this. I've been really busy. Excuse the state of me. I walked the dog and it was absolutely chucking down. So yeah, my hair's all over the place and I'm looking a bit of a mess, but that's okay. That's life. So I'm gonna do kind of like a time lapse, I think, of me doing reads, like stocking the homeschool. I'll be testing the pencils or the pens, and then sharpening the colouring pencils we've got, and things like that. So I'll take you along for the journey so you can see the pot I use and how I stock it and things like that. It's really useful because it has everything the children need. So when we start the beginning of our school day, we put all of our books on the table of the subjects we're going to do that day. Obviously, they have different subjects for most. I mean, they both do maths and English, and they kind of share the good and the beautiful science. But my older one also has his own science as well. But we put the books on the table. And then we get on. My younger one does one-to-one with me for everything because she has autism and combined ADHD. And then the pot goes in the middle of the table and it has everything they need. So we can just kind of get on and have everything we need in front of us. So I'll start that now and reset the pot, and then you can see what we use kind of on the daily. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Okay, and I have nearly finished sorting it out. I've tested out all the whiteboard pens and I only had to get rid of one. So that's quite good. And you have these little notebooks when the children want to use sticky pads or, you know, a little scrap of paper. So we have these in here as well. They're actually supposed to go in this end with all the big bits. I've sharpened all the pencils and have got rid of all the ones where the leads are forever breaking. Because we don't need broken leaded pencils. That's where my youngest has ADHD, so when she has a meltdown, she really has a meltdown. Got some little tweezers that can go, but I need to be emptied, needs to go back in, and another pencil sharpener. I need to get some batteries. These are our little lights when the children are doing some artwork. They like to diamond paint and things like that. We also follow YouTube tutorials for learning to draw. These little lights are really good, so they have one each. But I just need to find some batteries for those. As you can see, I tested all of those. I tested the biros, got rid of all the ones that have run out of ink. As you can see, I have not opened the whiteboard pens. I have a rubbish pile and a very mucky table that I've now got to sort out. But this is pretty much what I have on the table every single day. I have one child on one side of the table, one child on the other side of the table. This just goes in between them, and they can then, I make sure I have plenty of each colour, so there's no arguing about, when they're having to use colouring pencils. We also have some really nice colouring pens. So up on our homeschool wall, let me just make my gimbal move. Up here we have really nice colouring pens, and we have watercolour pencils, and we've got watercolours. So when they're doing artwork, they can use those. And then down here is our art drawers. This is all of our spares. So anything I haven't used, like I haven't unwrapped one of the rubbers, that will go in there. And these are at the top, we've got a little more reading books for them. But the rest of it is our art drawers. There's paints and all sorts of things in there. And that basket is full of colouring pens. So if they just want to sort of like colour anything, they'll just go in there and grab those. And if they want to colour something really nicely, then they'll go up there and grab those. So yeah, that is how we kind of do things. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea to sit up at the table and use curriculums and do things like that, but this is what works for us. And this is what we use. They don't tend to use biros very much, hence there's just sort of like a bit of an eclectic collection in that pot. But we do use whiteboards a lot. They have a whiteboard each, one's blue, one's pink, and they have a pot. And then up here we also have a whiteboard that we do tests on and play games, and we're learning capital cities at the moment and things like that. We've completed a particular part of one of our curriculums. Like at the moment we were just doing space, so we had a little test on space. They had to tell me 2 facts about each planet. So we use the whiteboard pens for those as well. Sorry if you can hear sighing, it's my puppy, she's very bored. So that's what we use all these different coloured whiteboard pens for. And I find if I have plenty of different thicknesses, different colours, the children don't fight. And if they decide they need the same colour, then they just have to learn to take a turn. So yeah, I hope you found this interesting and informative. In case you're wondering, just in the end here, I have loads of different stencils. So they have like lettering stencils, animal stencils, human stencils, like shapes, all sorts of things in there, just so if they decide they need to use stencils or something, we've got stencils of, kind of everything they need. The rulers, I need to buy a new math set because I can only find a set square. I can't find a protractor or anything like that, so I will have to make a trip to Tesco's and go and grab a tin of those. And then I have multiple rubbers, just so then again they don't fight. Then there's sort of those glues. I have like a little PVA glue in there and a PVA, and then if they want a big one, we use this. This is like our main and we use if it's going in their curriculums, we tend to use glue dots, which you can get at Poundland and B&M and all sorts of places, and they work really well if you don't want to make, kind of like with curriculum, you don't want to make the pages really soggy. So glue dots work really well. And they tend to hold better than glue sticks. But we have a bit of everything, things to make it easier to hold a pencil and practice that birdie beak, stuff like that. And then in my office, I've got drawers with different sized papers per drawer and things like that. So if they need A3, they can go get A3. If they need A4, they can go get A4. If they need an envelope, if they need, anything like that, they can go to those drawers and they know where it all is. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our homeschool reset, and I hope it gave you some good ideas, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you decide to subscribe and follow along. Thanks ever so much for watching.